Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in two separate tanks. This first one is in the Soviet Tier 7 medium tank, the Talon, and the second replay is in the Tier 6 American medium tank, the Tier 6 American light tank, sorry, the Rover. Now you might be going, what has these two tanks got in common? Well, let me tell you, if you haven't guessed by the title, it is the fact that I'm a doo-doo head, and I went out in both tanks with a crew in it, but no skills. And that's because I'm an idiot. So basically what happened is both crews in these tanks had a 9-skill crew. And I ended up swapping the skills from those crews onto the new Warhammer commanders so I could get their cool unique voiceovers. And thus, I left the crews in the tanks, and they basically have one... Well, this one has 1 skill, and for the Rover it has 3. Does that matter in total how many skills it's got? No, because it... Well, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It just improves it slightly better. Generally, the tank is slightly better with a crew in it, even if it's got no skills, as opposed to not having a crew. But then also, they don't have any skills themselves anyway, so, yeah, we don't have, like, anything to boost our gun handling, anything to boost our DPM, anything to boost our view range, our camo. We don't have any of that. And that is something that's basically not going to hold us back in these two replays. And that's the thing, we're going to have two pretty decent games in these tanks with no crew skills. I just thought that's a pretty cool video, especially for the games we had, right? So this first one is in the Talon, and I'm going to tell you what I actually run in terms of a crew on this tank, and I run the same crew in a Rover as well, so it works for both tanks. In terms of a crew on the Talon, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Camouflage Expertise, Muffled Shot, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun. I run all 3 gun perks to make this gun as good as humanly possible because it is a derpy boy. I run the Camouflage Expertise and the Muffled Shot because this thing does actually have really good camo if you set up the camo for it. And yeah, I just use that to be a bit more stealthy, and that way I can try and... Because this tank isn't really the best brawler in the universe, although I'm still doing it anyway in this game. I try and make it so that I can stay stealthy in a lot of situations, and therefore I can keep working people over with this hard-hitting gun for the tier. Because for a medium tank at tier 7, 390 Alpha is a hard-hitting gun. And it also, the longer I take to get spotted, the more I can get the gun aimed in too, right? And in terms of equipment on the Talon, I do run rammer, optics, and a camo net. Camo net to make the camo absolutely fantastic. You can get it down to 285, and that's without the commander, because I'm just looking at it right now, without the crew skills, I should say. It's down to 285. If I was to run like camo net and stuff, I can get down to like 270 possibly, which is really, really, really good. And you can knock it down to a pretty decent level. So yeah, you can see in this first game so far, we're up to 2.3k damage, and yeah, we're brawling. And realistically, when I got up close to these guys and my Sixth Sense didn't go off, I went, hang about. Because realistically, what I first realised was that my reload was really long. I was thinking, I don't remember this tank having a 13.8 second reload. Like, I know it's a long reload, but it's not that long with a crew. I think it's like, what, 11 seconds? Something like that with a crew. And it was like, okay, that's a bit weird. And then it starts going, boom, boom. You detect it. I'm like, hang on a minute. I've got no Sixth Sense. I've not got a crew in this. In fact, I do have a crew, just no skills. And yeah, we're up to 3k damage. So what I want to do now is basically get to this ridgeline you can see over here at F3 and try and get above the T-34. But I decided, you know what, the T-34 has actually pulled back. That was my original plan, was to get up high and then use that little ledge to shoot down. But yeah, no, I decided, you know what, screw it. I'm going to push aggressively towards the T-34, hopefully find artillery, and that way, you know, we can get a bit more damage. It'd be nice to get a bit more damage, get some hits onto the artillery, because he took away a lot of our hit points, and that'd be great, wouldn't it? So you can see this Barask is spotted. I'm just waiting for the aim time. We finally managed to get the shell in to damage that Barask, which is nice. The aim time is very long on this tank, and without the crew skills, yeah, it's even longer. So the aim time is 2.88 without the crew skills, as you're seeing at this moment in time. With the crew skills, you can knock it down to about 2.6, I think, or 2.5, which is a little bit nicer. And realistically, if you didn't want to run a camo build for the tank, where it's got fantastic camo with it, you could put GLD on, and a GLD would knock the aim time down quite a considerable amount, actually. It would knock it down to 2.53 without all the crew skills, which again would be like 2.4, maybe 2.3 with the crew skills, like Born Leader and stuff like that, to make everything better. So you could do that if you wanted to. That's totally down to you. But you can see here, the medium tank has gone beyond the little hill, and I decided, well, there's no chance of me ever getting there, so I just gave up and sat on my little pretty little rock. And we finished with the victory, the 2 kills, 3.5k damage, 1677 base XP, 598 assistance, ace tanker, and yeah, a decent little game for the Talon, especially with no crew skills in a tier 8 game, so we're, what, -1. Pretty damn nice game for a tank in -1 matchup with no crew skills. Although we do have equipment, like I say, because in terms of equipment, I do run the rammer, optics, and vents, and vert stabs. No, oh my god, we're mucking it up. Good lord, no. Rammer, optics, and camo net. There we go. We got it right in the end, folks. We got there in the end. Alright, I'm just a bit crap at times. My brain just farts and goes, hang on a minute, what was it you were saying we were doing? No, that's not what it was. Maybe it was this, or maybe it was that. No, it was definitely that. So anyway, we're on to the second replay, and we're on the Rover 237, an absolute beast of a tier 6 light tank. And my moment of realisation is going to come up. So I'm shooting this little wheelie boy. I'm just shooting him a lot, and I'm thinking, this reload feels longer than normal. Okay, that's really weird. But I was shooting him thinking, well, a wheelie boy's got really bad view range, so he's just clearly not spotting me. And then the detector goes off, and I go, oh boy, I've done it again. Because guess what? This was only like a game or 2 after that Talon game. And I was like, I've done it again, haven't I? I've gone without a crew again. God damn it. And this one, a 3-skill crew in it. And yeah, it was pain. And I realised, oh god, I'm detected but with no 6th sense. I'm going to have to play... We've got the perfect map in Westfield as well. Come on. How did I go without a crew, for crying out loud? And yeah, here we go. We're up to 877 damage so far with running to K0. And as you can see with the map, with the events that have unfolded, a lot of my team have gone to the north. And I'm debating whether I should just bolt and get out of dodge. And yeah, we're going to end up doing that. We're just going to see how much is here. And obviously this paladin attacking us here makes me go, yeah, no, I'm really not going to stick about. And again, it's always silly, especially in a tank that has such good mobility as the Rover. The best thing to do is just use your mobility and get out of dodge. Just get out. Make the decision and go, okay, this flank is not for me. I need to go. This is not going to end well. Because if you just decide, well, I'm going to try and stay and defend this flank as much as I can, you'll die in a blaze of glory and going out with like 300 damage. And then, yeah, it's not going to go... well, yeah, you just wasted the game, haven't you, really, at that point? So we get out of dodge, and we're basically just going to run to the other flank and see if we can help this northern flank. But maybe see if, because there is still a light tank down here, maybe we can get some shots into the guys that might attack this heavy tank who is basically bodged because he's stuck at a K6. And see if we can get any shots at the guys as they also YOLO towards him. In terms of equipment, by the way, for the Rover, I do run the camo net, vertical stabilizers, and optics. I run optics to be able to boost my view range because I'm a light tank. I want to make sure I've got the best view range I can possibly get. Vertical stabilizers because this gun generally needs it. It's not the most accurate gun in the universe. It's nice to make yourself more accurate on turret rotation and on the move. And in terms of the camo net, while you're a light tank, it's always nice to have the best camo you can possibly get. And because this thing does fire really quickly, I was always happy with how fast this tank fired pre 6.0. with the rammer, vert stabs, and optics. So, post 6.0, where I can have a gun rammer in the form of a perk in rapid reload, I decided, you know what, we're just going to make the camo absolutely fantastic, stick with the really good reload we have with rapid reload on this crew as well, and yeah, screw it. And I mean, as you can see, even without rapid reload and the gun rammer, we're still flying at 3.5 seconds, which is still really good, but you can make that even better with rapid reload. So as you can see, in this bottom tier matchup, by the way, we're in a tier 8 game, in a tier 6. We have managed to accrue 2.3k damage and 573 assistance so far, with 2 kills. And we are just trying to spot up the guys on the K-line, because we managed to get the finish on the Paladin. And we managed to get a few shots into that Tiger. And the enemy team has died on the northern flank. So what we're trying to do is just, yeah, again, see them up, spot them up. And as you can see, we ended up spotting the Tiger 217. We're using the bushes with us to try and make the camo of the tank just even more effective. We don't know if we actually get spotted or not because we don't have sixth sense. But we'll know as soon as detector goes off. But to be honest, at this point, if detector goes off and we get shot, we're going to die. Because we only have 253 hit points. And detected is no substitute for sixth sense whatsoever, because you basically, when detector goes off, it's too late. You are dead because detector goes off, they shoot at you, especially if you're a stationary tank. So I decide now is the time to do my light tankly duties. So look at where my team is now. The heavy tanks have caught up. The light tank is over there. The other heavy tank is caught up at E7. So I decided, yeah, okay, even though I've not got a crew, I'm going to do my light tankly duties. I'm going to push forward and try and spot the tanks that I know are over here on the K-line. And in doing that, hopefully I can get some assistance. And, I can do my job as a scout pretty much. So we're going to push up. We end up spotting the Sturmpanzer and going, oh, crap. And thankfully, the Sturmpanzer bodges his shot, misses. Our shot on the move tracks the Sturmpanzer. My terrible driving would have got me killed there, but we're fairly lucky in the fact that we tracked him, and he goes down. And we get a nice shot on the move there into the T-29 too. So we do get detected, and it's not the T-29, so it must be a medium tank over there. And it's like, something just shot at me from where the T-29 is. I'm quite surprised the T-29 has disappeared, but that's probably because, again, I don't have a crew in here, so I don't have the best view range I can possibly muster. And there is the Britannia Panther. He is looking at me, but I decided, you know what, I'm just going to push towards him. But nope, that is a T-29. Fortunately enough for me, that T-29 is firing HE from that 90mm. He would have had to high roll to kill me, but yeah, he still hit me with the HE and only hit me for 100, thankfully. But we have the perfect position. We have shots into the rear of this T-29. Unfortunately, the Vanguard ends up driving in the way and finishes him off. But we finished the game with a really nice total. Fought a tank with no skills, and that is the victory. 2 kills, 3.4k damage, 3.4k assistance, so what, 6.8k combined. The ace tank of the patrol duty, 2.5k base XP for a tier 6 tank in a tier 8 game where we've got 0 skills on the crew. But yeah, I just thought that was quite an interesting thing where we got some pretty nice replays and some pretty nice games in 2 tanks where we ended up just not having a crew, which was a sad, sad time. And it's one of those things where you go out without a crew and you go, oh, for God's sake, did I forget to put the crew in? Oh. And it's always nice when you do manage to get that nice game even without a crew. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!